This could do with mending.
It could do with binning.
It's only a little hole. Well, I used to do her darning on a Friday night.
More fool her. Darning's a forgotten art. As far as I'm concerned, it can stay that way. Go get yourself a new pair.
Oh, I haven't got time to change them now. Promised Andy to be up at the farm at first light. Got the ewes to get ready for lambing.
Hey, life's just one big bundle of laughs, innit?
Does your father ever buy new clothes?
Not since I was born.
I don't get it. It's not as if we hard up or anything.
What's the principle? Dad believes clothes should be built to last.
He's got shirts his mother must have bought with ration coupons.
Well, you better get used to it.
No chance. Anything worn, torn or tattered is going straight in the jumble sale.
Well, they won't like that.
By the time he finds out, it'll be too late.
Jimmy!
Don't think we should be seen together.
All right, I just didn't want you to get so excited about Sadie coming on that you forgot about our date.
You'll get your money.
Good. Hey, cafe's open. Do you fancy treating me to breakfast?
I've got breakfast waiting for me at home farm, and I don't think Zoe'd appreciate your company.
What you mean is you won't want me there. You're the one with everything to lose, Jimmy. Just keep remembering that, yeah?
Alan bagged up some stuff for the jumble sale.
Excellent, just getting it all together.
Here you go, Laurel, I'll take that. It's just an excuse, really. I wanted to see you. Wish you luck with the bishop.
Shouldn't need it. I hope it's just a formality. The bishop really likes you. I'm sure he'll give us his blessing.
Yeah, I hope so.
I better go and get changed.
Yeah, well, I'll walk with you. Ethan, do you think that jigsaw should go under games or toys?
Does it matter?
Well, yeah, of course it does. You see, I'm labelling everything to make it easier to set the stalls up later.
What's she doing here?
Steph has kindly volunteered to get things organised.
I set the stalls up, always have, always will.
Yes, well, I'm sure you'd appreciate some help.
Maybe, but in her case, I'll make an exception.
Oh, now, Betty, it is for a good cause. I'm sure there's something I can do.
Well, they sometimes do get a bit out of hand during first rush. You could frighten them into submission. Be like having your own bouncer.
What is all that?
It's for the church jumble. There's some toys that Joseph's grown out of and just some stuff of Chris's.
You still miss him?
I don't miss the rows. He used to really wind me up sometimes and we end up screaming at each other. A bit like you and Sadie. But it's not the same without him. Sometimes you don't realise what you've got until it's gone. You've been missing her while she's been away.
Yeah.
Listen, I know you two have been through a sticky patch, but I'm sure you'll sort things out between you.
Good morning. Just come to pay my stable rent.
Thanks.
Any chance of a cuppa while I'm here?
It's cold.
Well, I could always make another pot.
We better be starting work.
No problem.
There is. Could you tell your boyfriend to move his car? I need to get the tractor out.
He's just leaving. I'm just going to go and take Buttons for a ride, then he's going to pick me up later. All right? Bye, Jack.
You're a bit short with her.
Well, she wants to stable her horses there. She's got to realise that farm work comes first.
Well, she's a pretty girl, though. If I was your age and single, I think I might have used a bit more charm.
I ain't got time for that. Got work to do.
Your bus not turned up.
Been waiting ages.
Well, I can give you a lift.
I don't want to put you to any trouble.
Be no trouble. It'd be nice to get to chat to you for a change.
What's changed your tune?
I've been busy, Debbie.
Well, I don't know into what your busy life. I think I'd rather wait for the bus.
Hello. Some more jumble for you.
I sneaked into Jack's wardrobe while he was up at the farm. He's got stuff in there that's out the ark.
Farmer always careful with his money.
Oh, tell me about it. Till I bought him a belt for his birthday, he was holding his gardening trousers up with baler twine.
Shall I take that for you?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
I didn't realise you were organising the sale.
Have you got a problem with that?
Considering it's to raise money for the pensioners' outing. Some people remember the last outing you took your dad on.
Steph's just helping out.
No, Ashley?
No, he's gone to see the bishop to fix a date for the wedding.
Oh, that's great news.
Yeah. Suppose you'll be doing the service?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
makes a cup of coffee, pet?
There's no milk.
Because you had the last of it out the fridge.
Well, that's no problem. I wanted it black.
Make it yourself. Chaz is helping me bottle up.
Oh, have a heart. I'm feeling really poorly.
You mean you've got a hangover? That'll be the 2 bottles of wine you nicked out of my cellar.
Well, pay you back. It's not like you to be so petty over a bit of milk and wine.
It would have been nice if you'd asked first, considering you're living here rent-free.
Well, family, you wouldn't see it on the streets, would you?
No, but I'd like you to find a job, then you could start buying your own wine.
I was doing a good deed. Eric's been very down lately and he finally had a bit of luck with a house clearance. So I thought we ought to make it a proper celebration.
Been seeing a lot of Eric lately. You two an item?
No, just good friends.
If you believe that, you'll believe anything. My sister's incapable of being just good friends with anything in trousers.
Would have thought she could have done better for herself.
Oh, I don't know. Is devious, mean, dishonest. I'd say they were a perfect match.
It's just so unfair.
I thought you liked Laurel.
I do. But I've been engaged a lot longer. It ought to be me getting married first. Simon hasn't even set a date yet.
Well, if you hadn't been so busy fiddling with your mouse, he might have on Valentine's Day.
I've been under a lot of pressure recently.
Don't be such a drama queen. Just give him a big wet kiss and ask him.
No! It's the bloke's job. And anyway, I chased him all the way to Scarborough. It's his turn to show how much he loves me.
I am not looking forward to seeing Glynis later.
Well, you managed to get through the forum meeting yesterday. You can forget about her and concentrate on having fun today.
She wants to report my recommendations for grants for disabled access.
Ooh, she has got it in for you.
She's got me driving around dreary village halls and sports centres. I don't suppose you'd like to join me? Be nice company.
I'd rather watch paint dry.
Ah, please. Don't give her that idea. Be my next duty.
But if you are passing the Woolley any time today, you can pop in and buy us a drink. That'll give you something to look forward to.
Thank you, Anne. Now, what did you want to see me about? You sounded quite urgent on the phone. Is something wrong?
On the contrary, things have never been better.
Oh, I'm delighted to hear it. Some of our meetings in the past have been a little awkward.
I know, that's mostly been my fault. I lost my way a bit after the divorce.
Well, God tests us in different ways. But we can all learn from our mistakes.
That's exactly what I hope I've done. And I think I'm on the right track now.
Well, I've certainly had no complaints from your parishioners lately.
It's a lot easier to keep them happy when I'm happy, and I'm really enjoying my work these days.
Excellent.
Of course, I can't take all the credit for that.
Oh, I'm glad that Ethan's making himself useful.
Indeed. So's Laurel. Since she's come back from Africa, she's been a great help to me around the parish.
Well, I'm not entirely surprised. She seems a delightful young lady.
I'm so pleased you like her, because she's who I want to talk to you about.
So, are you going to tell Jack about clearing out half his wardrobe?
No.
Don't you think he might notice?
Not Jack. He doesn't choose what to wear, he just rummages around till something falls off a hanger.
I ended up on a grass birch.
I'll have to have a word with young Jimmy.
It's no point. Them kings think they own the roads.
Yeah, well, it's time they learned better. 2 pints, please, Chaz.
Coming up.
Dan, you haven't seen my brown jacket, have you?
Not recently.
Thought you might have taken it to the cleaners.
It's not worth it, it's far too old.
Hey, it's good quality cloth, that is. Lasts for years. I'll get another one like it.
Maybe worth trying the jumble sale. I've heard they've got some real bargains.
Don't be silly, Val. Jack hasn't got time for that.
What's Diane up to?
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's me.
I'm back.
Oh, you should have called. We'd have come and picked you up from the airport.
No, I wanted to surprise you. See what you get up to when my back's turned. I thought the place would be filled with wine, women and song.
Chance would be a fine thing. Dad's been keeping the noses to the grindstone. Oh, those contacts you gave me certainly paid off. Hey, it's good to have you home.
Well, I'm glad to be back. And, this is for you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
No, I got presents for everyone. So, have you missed me?
Wish you'd never gone away.
What have you been up to since I've been gone?
Laurel certainly seems a better influence on you than Louise.
I was still on the rebound from Bernice. Perhaps I was looking for something from Louise that just wasn't there.
And drinking far too much?
As I say, I made mistakes.
Maybe you still are. Maybe you haven't finished being on the rebound.
No, with Laurel's help, I've put all that behind me now.
I wish I could believe that.
Laurel's not like the others. She's really special.
We're all special in the eyes of God.
I meant to me. Bishop, George, we want to be married.
You've admitted making mistakes. The next step is to learn from them.
I believe I have. Laurel and I love each other.
I imagine you've come here looking for my approval. In the circumstances, it's my duty to remind you of 2 more relationships which we've barely touched on yet.
Sorry? No. I assure you, Laurel and I are entirely faithful to one another.
I meant your relationship with God and your congregation. You don't seem to have given them much thought yet. And it's my duty to make sure that you do consider them.
Have you heard about what Diane's been up to?
No, why?
Well, let's just say it's a bad day for moths.
I expect Ashley's told the bishop the good news by now. Laurel will be full of it when he gets back.
I'm really pleased for them.
Yeah, me too. Shows the world you're a couple when you set the wedding date.
Maybe.
You know, I've always liked spring weddings best. What about you?
Spring's fine by me.
Oh, well then we better start making arrangements. We've not got long.
Got all the time we need. I only agreed to spring. I didn't say which year.
That's not funny.
Just put it on me tab. You got a job you could pay cash. Oh, put another record on, that's wearing thin. So's you're welcome. Especially since you dropped me in it with Jack. Why did you mention the jumble? Oh, it's just a laugh. I'm sure you'll see the funny side.
Part of your job is preparing couples for holy matrimony. Well, how are you going to tell them about love and fidelity when they've seen you flitting from woman to woman like a honeybee in a flower garden?
That's not strictly speaking fair. Laurel and I intend to spend the rest of our lives together.
And you weren't committed to Bernice in the same way?
Of course I was, but circumstances...
Ah, circumstances. And do you think if you'd spent a little longer thinking about it before rushing into marriage, you might have seen the circumstances coming? I'm just trying to make you see that this decision needs thinking about.
I have thought about it, and I know I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, for who? You? For Laurel? For your congregation?
My congregation know I'm only human. I make the same mistakes they do, and they'll see we love each other even if... You can't.
There's nothing personal in this. I am just trying to take the time to consider what is right. And I suggest you go away and do the same. I'll let you know when I've made my decision.
It's amazing. You seem to have the same taste in frocks as Thelma Louise.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment.
Definitely, she only likes the best.
Ethan, why can't I have a stall?
I think people need time to get used to you being back.
I just want to help.
Why don't you go back to the vicarage? Check if anyone dropped off any more jumbles since we left.
Hi, Stephanie.
Councillor? Any news on our grant application?
I'm sending my recommendations to the committee.
Hey, you spotted it. Oi, find something to distract him.
This is my jacket.
Oi, I saw it first. How much?
£1.
You must be joking.
Too right. Quality tailoring, that is.
Might have been when the Luftwaffe were flying. Looks like it's been bombed a few times. I'll give you 20p for it.
50p, and that's my last offer.
All right, throw that junk in as well, then.
How could you do that?
Oh, Jack, I've been nagging you for months to get rid of your old stuff.
Happy in your work?
Yes, all finished here. I think we can safely recommend that they get their grant.
Well, how about the Skipdale Sports Centre or the Robblesfield Play Park?
I'm considering each and every case on its own merits.
You haven't been anywhere else, have you? The council has limited funds, Eric. There are harsh decisions to be made. I'm expecting a full report.
Yes, Glynis.
But in the meantime, you can take me over to the Woolpack.
I'm not saying you're mean, but sometimes you can be a bit too careful. You can afford some new clothes.
That tweed jacket would have lasted years yet.
You should have asked first.
You stay out of this.
Hey, what do you think of my new togs, Chaz?
I'll give Andy a call. He'll scare the crows more than anything he's got.
Yeah, well, maybe they were a bit past their best.
What do you think of this?
It's hideous.
Hey, you had to fight me for that.
What on earth for?
For the act, for Thelma Louise. Just think of all those on-the-hunt jokes.
Whatever turns you on.
Try and show a bit of enthusiasm.
I'm sorry. Just had another run-in with Simon over the wedding date.
This saga's getting to be as long as War and Peace, and more tedious.
He just laughed it off.
Yeah, well, if it matters that much to you, love, why don't you tell him to butt up or shut up?
Supposing he calls off the engagement.
If he does, then it wasn't meant to be anyway, Petal. We'll just leave you to it.
You've got to learn to take a joke.
No thanks. It's tough enough being engaged to one.
There's no rush, OK?
Simon, love, I've put one or two things by for myself. Do you think you could help me to carry them home?
Oh, yeah.
Please, if you'd like to sit down. Get drinks. G&T, please, and an orange juice.
Lunch break?
Hardly. Not even allowed to drink because I'm a designated driver for the afternoon.
Perhaps I should come over and join you.
No, don't do that.
Oh, sounds like she needs putting straight on a few things.
No, it'll only make matters worse. Glynis is the jealous type.
Thought she was your boss, not your lover.
Long story.
Certainly had a hand in his marriage breakup. If you weren't just good friends, you'd consider her serious competition.
No, I'll see you. See ya.
Want a pint?
No. There's something I've got to go sort back at the office.
Jimmy? Don't work too hard, will you? Don't want to make the rest of us look bad.
I'll see you later. Can we get this over quickly, please? I don't want anybody seeing us together.
Worried about them seeing us in a car park. Imagine the reaction when we're in bed.
There's your money.
Yeah, and the rest. Jimmy, I wanted half.
Have a heart. I've cleaned out all my savings.
This is just the first instalment, Jimmy. I've worked in the office. You can get your hands on a lot more than this.
Not without somebody noticing.
Well, it just needs a bit of creative accounting, doesn't it? So while they're all tucked up safely in pub, I suggest you get back there now and start sorting it. And you even try and shortchange me, you'll be dead in the water. Your choice, Jimmy.
You still hanging around? You really are a glutton for punishment, aren't you? You know, I've no idea how you're still managing to pay your bills at the B&B. Unless you've returned to your old profession, that is.
At least I gave good value for money. More than you've ever done.
Why don't you just admit defeat and move on?
Because I promised I'd bring you down first, didn't I?
I know I handled it badly.
Well, it could have been worse. At least you said you'd think about it.
Wouldn't have done it if I told him what I really thought. It was most unchristian.
You don't really like the bishop, do you?
I'm not proud of it. It's just something about him rubs me up the wrong way. He's so smug, so self-righteous.
No offence, but isn't that part of the job?
He's completely out of touch with modern life. I tried to talk to him once about rural poverty. His eyes just glazed over and he asked me about my plans for the Harvest Festival. Piling up parsnips when I've got parishioners who don't know where the next meal's coming from is not my idea of Christianity.
Listen, isn't it better to avoid issues and just concentrate on the wedding?
I've tried, but he's determined to make me sweat.
Well, you just have to hope that he comes up with the right decision.
But what do I tell Laurel?
How to go with the bishop?
Just as you expected. I hope you're satisfied.
Maybe it's time I told her a few home truths.
Oh dear, the bar girl's coming over. Shall I order some sandwiches?
No, no time for that. Far too much work to do. You really should make more effort to clear the tables more often.
Where's Steph Stokes when you need her?
What did he say?
He needs time to think about it.
So he's against it. What's his problem? I thought it was all right for divorcees to get married in church now.
It is. But some people still think, in the eyes of God, I'm married to Bernice, so I can't marry anyone else while she's alive.
Oh, so it'll be okay if we bumped her off first, then?
I'm still hoping he'll see things our way when he's had time to think it over.
But if he doesn't? It doesn't matter what he thinks.
When I was ordained, I promised to accept the discipline of the church and give due respect to those in authority.
So that gives them the right to trample all over our feelings. Tell us how to run our lives.
No, it can't. I can't let it. We're getting married. Whatever he says, whatever it takes.